James, the Earl of Wessex, has always carried himself with calm dignity and quiet grace, even though his background might have been more challenging than most people imagine. His ability to stay positive and move forward seems to be deeply rooted in his character, something that must have taken great strength to develop. Despite the pressures of royal life, he has handled everything with extraordinary tact and a natural ease that many older members of the royal family admire. In the ever-changing story of the British monarchy, where every gesture is watched and every word analyzed, this moment feels especially meaningful. King Charles III, blending royal tradition with a sense of modern purpose, has officially granted James the title of His Royal Highness and the rank of Prince. At just 17 years old, James, the youngest grandson of the late Queen Elizabeth II, now finds himself stepping into a more visible role in the royal family. This decision isn't simply ceremonial. It reflects a careful move to bring new energy into the royal family at a time when it faces change, criticism, and transition. James, the only son of Prince Edward, Duke of Edinburgh, and Sophie, Duchess of Edinburgh, has long been known for his calm and grounded nature. Though he grew up surrounded by royal luxury, his parents made sure he lived as normal a life as possible. He attended school quietly, without much media attention, and spent his time enjoying simple things like sports, outdoor activities, and family holidays. While other royal children often found themselves in the spotlight, James remained in the background, focusing on his education and personal growth. King Charles's decision to elevate him to the rank of prince follows royal tradition that allows the monarch's grandchildren to receive such honors. Yet this was not a spontaneous or sentimental decision. It was a carefully thought-out step toward preparing the next generation of royals for greater responsibility. With many senior royals stepping back or aging, the monarchy needs young, dedicated members to carry its duties forward. The timing also feels symbolic as James approaches his 18th birthday, a turning point in both his personal life and his role within the royal family. For years, people have wondered if James would ever use his right to be called His Royal Highness. His parents had originally decided that both James and his sister, Lady Louise, would grow up without the HRH title, giving them the freedom to choose their own paths later. But now, as the royal family faces modern challenges and fewer working members, the time seemed right. King Charles's decision reflects not just respect for tradition, but a clear understanding that the monarchy must evolve to remain relevant and strong. James's life so far has been a quiet one compared to his cousins. He was born in December 2007 at Frimley Park Hospital, the second child of Edward and Sophie. His parents deliberately kept his upbringing simple. When they married in 1999, Edward and Sophie agreed that their children would not automatically use royal titles. James was known as Viscount Severn, a title that carried heritage but little pressure. Sophie once explained that she wanted her children to grow up understanding the value of work, rather than feeling defined by their titles. James attended ordinary schools, made friends without any special treatment, and enjoyed the small pleasures of everyday life. Family vacations in Scotland and summer days spent sailing or hiking kept him connected to nature and far from palace drama. He excelled in his studies, especially in history and geography, subjects that reflected his quiet interest in the past and how it shapes the world today. His life showed that even a royal could live with humility and balance. When his father became the Duke of Edinburgh in 2023, James inherited the title of Earl of Wessex. He continued to appear occasionally at royal events, often standing tall beside his father, dressed neatly but modestly. There was no sign of arrogance or entitlement in him. Instead, he gave off a sense of quiet confidence and readiness. He developed interests in sailing and environmental work, inspired by his uncle King Charles's lifelong passion for nature. He also became fascinated by diplomacy, often learning from his mother's humanitarian and charity work around the world. Though he stayed away from public attention, many royal watchers believed he would one day play a larger role. The modern monarchy, shaped by King Charles's vision of a slimmed-down royal family, now depends on capable younger members to share official duties. By granting James his princely status before he turns 18, Charles ensures that he can step into a public role at his own pace, with guidance from his parents and aunt, Princess Anne. This decision also reflects the practical side of Charles's leadership. The king is aware that the royal family has fewer working members now, as some have retired, moved abroad, or reduced their schedules. Elevating James gives the family another steady and dependable representative who can help with engagements and causes. Importantly, this move does not disrupt the line of succession. James remains 16th in line to the throne, but it strengthens the family's ability to serve the nation. Behind this decision are long family discussions, quiet reflections, and shared understanding. Princess Anne and Prince Edward, both known for their no-nonsense approach to duty, support the idea wholeheartedly. They view it as part of the monarchy's natural evolution, an adaptation that keeps it relevant and united. Their words and actions show that this is more than a symbolic gesture. It's a sign of teamwork and planning for the future. James's new title, His Royal Highness Prince James of Wessex, marks a meaningful step, though he remains the same modest young man he has always been. The official announcement was simple and dignified, released without ceremony, yet its impact runs deep. It represents renewal and confidence in the younger generation. It shows that the monarchy is not merely preserving old traditions, but carefully preparing for what lies ahead. For James, this new chapter brings opportunities and challenges. It opens doors to public service and charitable work, allowing him to support causes like youth education, the environment, and historical preservation, areas where his perspective can make a difference. But it also invites the attention that his parents worked so hard to shield him from. Every decision, every appearance, will now be watched and analyzed. Balancing public expectations with private life will be his greatest test. Even so, James's calm personality and grounded upbringing suggest he is ready for the responsibility. He has observed how his parents and his Aunt Anne serve with dedication and humility. He has learned that real power in the royal family lies not in fame or status, but in quiet consistency and hard work. King Charles sees in him the qualities that will help strengthen the family for the next generation: stability, discretion, and a sense of duty without drama. Charles's decision was also a personal one. As he faces his own health challenges and the pressures of leading a modern monarchy, he knows that continuity depends on capable young relatives like James. By granting him the HRH title now, Charles ensures that when Prince William and Princess Catherine eventually take on greater responsibilities, they will have a reliable and prepared cousin to support them. Princess Anne explained it best during a recent event, saying that the crown's strength lies in its ability to adapt. Granting James this honor, she said, allows him to contribute to the family's work without creating rivalry or confusion. Prince Edward, in a later interview, added that his father, the late Prince Philip, always believed in preparing the next generation early. This step, he said, honors that belief by giving James the space to learn and grow into his role with confidence and purpose. Their insights reveal the thoughtfulness behind this moment. It's not just about titles. It's about ensuring the monarchy remains steady and well supported. Sophie's influence also plays a part. Her focus on humility, education, and real-world experience means James will approach his duties with compassion and practicality. He is unlikely to seek the spotlight, but will instead find quiet, meaningful ways to contribute. Royal commentators have praised the move, noting that it strengthens the working side of the royal family without adding unnecessary complexity. It's a way of sharing responsibility while maintaining harmony. In the near future, James may take on patronages connected to his grandfather's Duke of Edinburgh award, helping young people build confidence and skills, or join Princess Catherine in projects supporting mental health awareness among youth. His presence could bring a fresh sense of sincerity and approachability to these causes. In the end, this story is not just about a young man gaining a title. It's about the continuity of a family that has weathered change for over 1,000 years. It's about a father, King Charles, recognizing the importance of preparing his family for the future, and a son, James, stepping forward with humility and quiet strength. It's about the balance between history and progress, between duty and individuality. James's journey from Viscount to Prince has been marked by modesty and integrity. His parents gave him the freedom to grow as an individual, and now the king has given him the platform to serve as part of something larger. As he moves toward adulthood, the world will begin to see more of this thoughtful, young man who has been quietly preparing behind palace walls. There is no doubt that this decision reflects a deep understanding within the royal family that survival depends not on grandeur, but on relevance and sincerity. The monarchy may look different in the years ahead, but with figures like Prince James of Wessex stepping forward, it shows that it can adapt with grace. His story reminds everyone that behind the titles and ceremonies are real people learning, growing, and serving in their own way. And in that truth, the monarchy finds both its strength and its future. The decision by King Charles to grant James, the Earl of Wessex, the title of prince may seem like a quiet move, but it carries deep meaning and long-term impact. It represents stability during a time of change and signals the monarchy's continuing effort to evolve. This step strengthens the future of Prince William and Catherine, preparing the next generation for leadership while allowing younger royals to contribute in meaningful ways. Princess Anne and Prince Edward have both shared thoughtful insights about this decision, revealing how it was not made for show but out of practical and emotional wisdom. Their words give us a glimpse into how the monarchy is preparing itself to survive and thrive in modern times. Princess Anne, known for her dedication and no-nonsense approach, views this moment as one of smart preservation. During a panel at the Royal Windsor Horse Show, she spoke honestly about how monarchy cannot survive on symbolism alone. It must remain relevant. Giving James this title allows the institution to draw strength from within, rather than relying only on its most senior members. It relieves pressure from Prince William and Catherine while keeping the royal family's structure strong and balanced. Anne has seen how exhausting royal work can be, especially as she herself faced health challenges in recent years. With Prince Andrew's withdrawal and Prince Harry's departure, the active royal team has grown smaller. Anne believes in a team of teams approach, where younger royals like James can help carry the load. Prince Edward, the Duke of Edinburgh, also brings a father's perspective to the decision. In an interview, he explained that he and Sophie always wanted their son to have freedom, to live life as he chooses. However, King Charles's gesture confirms that James now has a recognized place within the royal family's service. It is meant not to overshadow, but to support Prince William's future leadership. Edward described it as a way to strengthen family unity and ensure that duties are spread fairly. He sees his son's quiet nature, discipline, and interest in causes like the environment as signs that he will represent the monarchy with dignity. Edward's words, free of ego or competition, reflect the same calm cooperation that defined his relationship with his late mother, Queen Elizabeth II. Together, Anne and Edward's insights paint a picture of strategy guided by compassion. Both siblings understand that the crown's strength depends on how well it adapts. The royal family may be smaller now, but that makes the remaining members even more essential. Their advice echoes the philosophy of the late Queen, who believed that the monarchy's purpose is not to rule, but to serve. The elevation of James to the status of prince is not an act of luxury but of necessity. It gives the next generation the tools to continue this tradition of service. This decision also deeply benefits William and Catherine. As the future king and queen, they stand at the heart of the monarchy's renewal. They have modernized many aspects of royal life, focusing on mental health, child development, and environmental protection rather than grand ceremonies. However, these causes require time, energy, and constant public presence. With a smaller team, the pressure on William and Catherine has increased. The addition of Prince James gives them valuable support. He can assist with engagements, represent them at events, and connect with younger audiences. Because of his age and approachable nature, he can speak to youth in ways that keep the monarchy relatable. Anne noted that William's responsibilities are growing rapidly. As he takes on more state matters and international duties, smaller but still important events can be shared with younger royals like James. This not only keeps the royal family visible across the country, but also builds James's experience gradually. Edward compared this to his own role years ago when he supported his father, Prince Philip, by taking over some of his commitments. It is a quiet but vital form of teamwork, helping the next leader rise while maintaining unity and efficiency. The palace has even begun early planning for how James might contribute. Reports suggest he could accompany William to environmental conferences or assist Catherine with her childhood development projects. These appearances would be limited but meaningful, helping him build his public image slowly. As Anne has said many times, royal work is about consistency, not showmanship. Every ribbon cut, every handshake, every visit strengthens public trust. James's participation will ensure that this trust continues without overburdening William and Catherine. This move also answers a growing challenge inside the monarchy. Since several senior royals have stepped back or retired, the number of working members has dropped. Princess Anne herself has been carrying a heavy schedule, and Sophie, the Duchess of Edinburgh, has taken on more roles to fill the gaps. By adding James to the working circle, King Charles helps distribute duties more evenly. According to internal projections, James could take on around 50 to 100 engagements per year once he completes his studies. This is not overwhelming but enough to provide steady presence. It follows the example of Queen Elizabeth's era, when other family members supported her during her early years as queen. For Catherine, who has faced recent health challenges, having James available will bring relief. During her treatment and recovery, continuity of royal duties became essential. With more family members stepping in, public engagements can continue smoothly. This helps maintain stability and assures the public that the monarchy remains active and united. What makes this development especially clever is that it avoids competition. James's new title does not disrupt the line of succession. He remains far behind William's children, Prince George, Princess Charlotte, and Prince Louis. This prevents any confusion or rivalry. Instead, his role is supportive, not central. Palace insiders describe this approach as quiet contribution. It allows James to work for the crown without being trapped by heavy expectations. This structure also gives younger members of the family more freedom to choose their level of involvement. Anne and Edward are firm believers that duty should never be forced. They prefer to let their children decide when and how to participate. This approach draws inspiration from European monarchies like those in Sweden and Denmark, where younger royals contribute when needed, but also live relatively private lives. It helps balance tradition with independence. For James, this means he can combine education, personal interests, and public duty. He has always loved nature and sailing, and is expected to continue working with environmental charities. He might also support youth organizations such as the Scouts or the Duke of Edinburgh's Award, continuing his grandfather's legacy. These causes perfectly match the modern image of the royal family: hands-on, relatable, and focused on community impact rather than ceremony. This new direction also inspires others. Cousins like Peter Phillips, Zara Tindall, and Princess Beatrice may take on informal advisory roles, helping where needed without full-time commitments. This flexible system keeps the family connected while respecting individual freedom. It also addresses the constant criticism that the royal family is either too large or too distant. By creating an adaptable structure, King Charles ensures that the monarchy can evolve naturally rather than through crisis. As Anne wisely said, "The crown isn't a solo act, it's an ensemble." This perfectly captures the spirit behind James's promotion. It's not about one person gaining power, but about everyone sharing responsibility. It ensures that when William and Catherine eventually take the throne, they will have a solid, experienced team around them. In terms of succession, this move strengthens rather than complicates the hierarchy. Anne and Edward have emphasized that James's title is carefully positioned to support, not disrupt. He is not expected to seek power or influence beyond his duties. His role is similar to that of previous supportive royals who helped maintain balance within the family. This clarity prevents misunderstandings and protects the monarchy from the divisions that once caused turmoil in the past. Even palace protocols reflect this careful balance. James will not conduct solo state visits or high-level diplomatic missions without coordination. Instead, his schedule will align closely with William and Catherine's plans. This keeps the family united in purpose and avoids mixed messages. In the words of Prince Edward, it maintains balance and harmony, ensuring that the crown moves forward as one. Catherine's projects will especially benefit from this harmony. Her work in early childhood education and mental health can now reach more people, with James taking on smaller events or representing her when she cannot attend. This teamwork strengthens her platform without diluting her influence. It also provides a younger, relatable face for causes that matter to new generations. The beauty of this transition lies in how naturally it fits into the royal rhythm. It doesn't feel like a grand political move, but rather an act of thoughtful evolution. It honors tradition while embracing the future. It gives the monarchy a stronger foundation without adding unnecessary complexity. As James approaches his 18th birthday, this new chapter of his life begins with both privilege and responsibility. He steps into a world that values humility and service over grandeur. His journey from a quiet young noble to Prince of Wessex symbolizes the monarchy's transformation, less about ceremony, more about connection. King Charles's vision, supported by Anne and Edward's wisdom, ensures that the family's youngest members will help shape a modern, compassionate, and enduring institution. The future likely holds exciting paths for James. He may pursue studies at a British or European university, follow his mother's diplomatic footsteps, or join William in global environmental projects. Whatever direction he takes, the foundation is clear: duty balanced with choice, tradition balanced with innovation. In the end, the monarchy's strength has always come from its ability to adapt without losing its essence. This latest move is proof of that. It's not just a title, it's a message of continuity, cooperation, and quiet courage. It shows a family aware of its history, but unafraid to grow with the times. As the palace prepares for the next era, one truth stands out: unity is the crown's greatest power. Through thoughtful decisions like this, King Charles ensures that the Windsors remain not just symbols of heritage, but active participants in the world's changing story. James, the young Prince of Wessex, stands as a shining example of that renewal, a bridge between past and future, between tradition and transformation, walking confidently into a new dawn for the British monarchy.